Okay, so we're going to run through how you build a Gtech emergency ventilator. There's a backboard and I've pre-assembled some parts to save time. So what we're going to do is we're now going to mount the syringe. For this design, we've removed the plunger and replaced it with a plain bar and nitrile ring. We're not sure yet whether the seal on the original syringe plunger is okay to use in oxygen, so we've replaced this with nitrile. Clamp it in. We're using one long screw and one short screw because there's a rod goes here, so this screw needs to be short. This is just a standard length screw, this side that we had. So we're going to mount these in. I'm going to put the plunger in. That slides in. I'm going to put the control bar in. Just going to line this up. And it screws in. Probably best to have a locking nut on here. We don't have one yet. This is the very first build, so we'll tighten these screws up. So there's our main RAM assembly. Now that's going to work on a resuscitation bag. Most hospital rooms have these already in place, and now we're going to put the air supply on. The air is controlled by a little valve here, which has two ports. So I don't know if you can see, there's two ports connect to the syringe. You have the supply of oxygen comes in here, and this one, the exhaust, goes to the patient, so the patient uses the oxygen after it's run the ventilator. This is drilled for a fourth screw, but it's not really necessary and it's quite hard to get to, so we're only using 3 screws. We preloaded the springs because these were a little bit fiddly. We're going to load springs on this ram. To plumb it in, you have 2 pipes, go to the syringe. Each pipe has its own regulator, so this is going to control the expiration or the breath out and the inspiration, the breath in times. The hospital needs to be able to control that for each patient. You need a little splitter, and we've got a fine tuning. You don't need this, it's not essential, but it's a nice easy way to set the ventilator speed up. So we've got a 3rd valve. This is a bit of a nicer one, but you can use that kind of valve as well. So we put this on here. We connect the exhaust to here. The hospital may wish to put further oxygen in, but we're just using the oxygen that we're going to run the ventilator on. Okay, so that's the ventilator assembled. Next, we'll calibrate it.